We have a thing called My Timetable, where we basically set every little slot that during just for a full week for like things we need to improve ourselves. So to support us with that, we have a tracking spreadsheet, which is for our program pathways.
What technology are you using for this?
I'm using Google Docs for the timetable and spreadsheet for everything else I'll talk about. So the spreadsheet has for this week things like we need to do a math workshop. So that is basically one section of my timetable taken up by math. So what I would do is another spreadsheet called Workshop Master, and that has every workshop or like class that we have throughout the week. Obviously we're off on Friday, so that one doesn't really count. But what we've got is, here we go. At 9 o'clock on Tuesday, we have converting fractions to decimals. So if that was something I need to work on, which I think it might actually be, what I would do is I'd go over to my timetable and I would find the slot that it needs to go in and I would put it in.
How do you know that is something that you might need to work on?
We take tests. We took one on week 3 and we're taking one this week now, which is week 8, I think. And what is generally happening is we get our test results back, and the test results show us our weaknesses and our strengths. And our strengths are all good. We've got to keep working on them, make them even more strong. But then we look at our gaps and our weaknesses, and we take them into consideration, put them on another Google document, which is called results. And we put all the results we've had in onto the document and go down and look. So say I got a 4P or I think a 4B for measurement, and I'm not very happy with that. I want a 5A or something on measurement. I will look back on that and think, right, so this week we've got so many classes or so many workshops on measurement. I need to go to them to improve myself as a learner. And we also get follow-up work, which is pretty much like homework, but you can do it wherever you want. And if we think, right, I need to do this, but there's too much distraction, we have 2 rooms in the hubs. So I have too much distraction here. So you know what, I'm just going to go over to the quiet room and I will switch on my Chromebook or get a book out and I will do the work. And then I can come back onto my tracking spreadsheet, and because that was all about math, I can just write down what I've done, link it to my follow-up work using a hyperlink, and then just colour in the box that is beside my name. And then I've done one part. And the tracking spreadsheet is the minimal amount that we can do. If we've like finished it all and or there are things that we need to go to but it's not on tracking for pathways, all we have to do is just put it down because it does not matter. We need to improve ourselves to make ourselves better for the next test set that we do, and so we can just put that down.
Who's looking at this? Just you?
Well, what we've got to do is we've got to hyperlink everything except for the things that can't be hyperlinked. So we've got to hyperlink everything to the slots that we've done and then share it with teachers. And if we want someone else to review it, if you're not sure, you can share it with them also using the share button.
How would they review it? What would they be looking at to review it?
Well, they would be looking also at the tracking spreadsheet and asking you yourself about your goals. And they'd be looking at the workshops and things, and then they would switch their mode, or you just wouldn't grant them permission to edit, onto like suggesting or something, or they come and speak to you in person, and they would either comment or they would suggest things on the document. So you can pretty much edit the document when you're on suggesting. It's not certain, and you can choose whether you accept the suggestion or not.
How do you know when you've met your goal?
Well, you really know when they're testing, you can kind of generally see yourself, like you go review your old work and think, I did really badly on that, but I know it all now, and you think, I've achieved this goal. But when it comes to testing, you will really know by the fact that you've got so much higher. You've gone from a 3B to a 5A or something like that.